Still getting used to this. So different than actually being in the studio. Yet it does afford us to have you guys coming in from all over. So that's kind of cool.
Teens with dreams.
This is the Legion.
Teens with dreams, yeah. All I wanna do is me when I grow up. Teens with dreams, yeah. All I wanna do is me when I grow up. Teen with a dream don't get no harder. Gets easy once you start it. No use in running away. Mr. Panting said you got it.
Yeah, you got that, and it feels so good to be on track. Even when you fall down, ain't no other way around. Your success is determined by your bounce back. Dream.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to November. And we are here on the Teens with Dreams and Ava's Casual Chat show on Hamilton Radio. So, Mr. Panting will hopefully be joining us in a little bit. He's a little detained this morning, and or I should say this evening for you, Nim. We want to welcome you to Hamilton Radio. So you can find us on hamiltonradio.net, and we are live streamed on Facebook and also on YouTube, so you can watch later, or you can watch and join in with us now. Want to give a shout out to our sponsor, and I love saying this, International Internet Radio Hall of Famer, radio show host, the one, the only, Jerry Petito. So you can check Jerry out on 5 different radio shows. So find her on Facebook, The Jerry Petito Show, or Jerry Petito. Tell her Ava sent you. And check her out. She does some marvelous things. Thank you, Jerry, for being our sponsor and our international radio show Hall of Famer. We're welcoming the True Living Tribe here today, some of the True Living Tribe. We've had a few of you guys on as guests, and it's so exciting, especially having you here from Spain, Nim. So that's kind of cool. Also want to give a shout out to the Logan brothers. They did our beautiful intro with my help, and they can be found at Logan Bros on Facebook. Wonderful group of brothers, 6 brothers that are entertainers. So we love you guys, Logan Bros. Okay, let's get into today. For you guys joining us, so we're combining our show, Ava's Casual Chat and Teens with Dreams. So we use the Teens with Dreams intro since we have it and we made it, and we take advantage of that. So it's beautiful. Mr. Panting does his show on inspiring teens, like teens that are out making a difference and people that inspire teens. So as we talk today, if there's anything you want to share that would help the youth coming up today, especially in these times, that would be awesome. So want to welcome you, Len Davies from the Anastasi group. Now, Nim, am I saying this right? Nirmal Shukla?
Shukla.
Is that right? Shukla? Say it for me.
Shukla, you got it.
Got it. Okay, well, we know you as Nim. And James Neely, so I'm gonna give you guys a chance to, tell us who you are, what you do, and maybe what inspired you to get started with what you do. Since you're on the screen, Nim, why don't you go ahead and go first, and welcome here from Spain.
Thank you very much for having me. The pleasure and the honor is all mine to be on this show and to inspire. So, my journey. This is about the 6th, 7th time I'm telling this on the internet. Okay. So my journey actually started. I don't know, multiple lifetimes ago. But I'll start it with this one just to keep it short. So my name's Nim. I am an English teacher with an insurance background. I gave up my career in insurance, and I decided to become an English teacher. My family was relocating to Spain. I moved out with them after ending things with my ex-girlfriend. And in 2017, I had a very, very, very profound experience. I had a spiritual awakening. I literally blew my heart chakra open, which, for those of you who don't know, in the body, there's supposed to be 6 different chakras, and one is just above it, just above your head, called the crown. The heart chakra is the center one. I actually blew it open after meditation for about 13 to 14 days, unexpectedly. I had a glass of wine in one hand and I had a PlayStation controller in the other, and I just started experiencing what was heart palpitations. My heart started moving at a very high velocity. And my life was never the same again after that. I had had 4 near-death experiences as a, 3 near-death experiences as a child. I nearly almost killed myself in a car crash in 2015. It was actually this month, November. It's almost 5 years ago. I lost control of a car. It hit a tree. It didn't overturn, but the engine dropped out. The airbag didn't deploy. My aunt called me 10 seconds later to find out where I was. That was obviously divine orchestrated. I set my parents' house on fire when I was 7, accidentally, and the flames, the entire room, the entire house was ablaze. I got out of there and I survived. No bones, no scratches, nothing. I've had a blade to the head. Survived that without any stitches. I had a huge rock thrown at my face during what was Molotov cocktail-based riots in Kenya. I survived that. And now I don't stop seeing numbers. I have angel feathers, feathers that come into my room unexpectedly, which is considered to be a sign of angelic presence. I am a channel. I now offer voice channeling services to people. I'm a qualified angel Reiki practitioner, and I am a Tantra and shadow work enthusiast, also training to become a Tantra and shadow work host as well.
Nim, are you still looking for people to practice your channeling on, or are you done with that phase?
Absolutely. I'm always looking to expand. In fact, after this radio show, I've actually got a client in the US.
I have to tell you that I was volunteered to be someone that Nim could practice on, and it was the most wonderful and fun, and it just great experience. I can't even put a word to it of how interesting it was and how much fun it was to work with you and have you do that. So thank you for that. If anybody's interested in having him practice on you before he closes that window, reach out to him and you know, get yourself set up with a little channeling session, because it's absolutely wonderful. So Len, you're on the screen. So let's move over to you and ask you the same thing. You know, tell us a little bit about you, your name, what you do, and what was your journey.
Well, my name's Len Davies. I'm now I'm a Hollywood producer and director, but I've been in the entertainment industry over 50 years, crazily enough, in various ways. And you know, doing radio DJs, and I ended up a musician and a producer and director and editor and actor, and literally just jack of all trades, master of none, I usually say, but there you go. But basically, I like to think that you know, I provide a sort of a broad spectrum of the entertainment industry, so I can literally do everything that needs to be done. And that's one thing that I pride myself on, is that every time I work with a crew, I can do the jobs that the crew do as well. So I know exactly what I should be getting from each of the guys, and hopefully that inspires as well. But basically, with the whole COVID thing that started this year, Hollywood shutting down, me being 65 and having a lockdown, I had to pivot in some way and find a way around it. And I ended up, courtesy of our good friend Tony Dreammaker Doty, I ended up ghostwriting a book on the pandemic for a doctor in New Jersey. So consequently, I literally, with all the research, learned just about all there is to know about COVID, what it is, how it reacts, what it does. And that started me on the path to, well, maybe I can help reopen Hollywood and hopefully the world a little bit. So I started creating protocols of safety and bits and pieces that we can get people safely back into work, and all the bits and pieces that go with that. And consequently, that with a few other colleagues became Anastasi Group. Anastasi is in Greek means resurrection. So it just struck me as being a perfect name for the company. And I mean, since then, you know, we've done COVID compliance on several movies and productions, and we've you know, come safely through. We've managed to guide them through, so nobody was infected. The production did what it needed to do. You know, we've done major photo shoots. You got people like Bank of America, Mercedes, and all these sort of people working as well. And yeah, it's just one of those things. At the moment, I'm out of action at the moment because of a foot surgery, but I'm still very active in everything that's going on with regards to COVID safety, COVID compliance. We train COVID compliance officers. That's a major thing these days, because that's a new profession. which is needed, because so many people are doing it wrong. I'm seeing it on the news every day, and I am literally cringing when I see the numbers going up. You know, it's been already clearly announced that we should be only getting 10,000 a day new infections heading into fall and winter. And the last number I heard was 85,000 new infections a day in this country.
Yeah, I heard it was close to 100. Yeah.
Close to, yeah, because it's ridiculous now. People are literally not doing what should be done. And they're all talking about the vaccine and all this sort of stuff. But the reality of the situation is that I don't see an effective vaccine until spring. The simple reason being that the first one that comes out, it's going to have bugs in it. It's not going to be correct. They will, if they rush it out, it's not going to be right. We know the antibodies fade after about 3 months. That's well known, and that's where some of these reinfections are coming in from now. So how are they going to make the vaccine work and provide consistent antibodies without genetically interfering with it? I've got no idea. But there are things throughout the test where they've had to hold the testing for a little while because one of the testing subjects was taken ill or whatever the case may be. But I think, in all fairness, with the scientists doing what they're doing, forgetting the politicians, but the scientists doing what they're doing, when they do their thing, I think it's going to be about spring until we actually see an effective vaccine. So my message to everybody is, as crazy as it may be, how much you may not want to do it, the mask at the moment is your most effective vaccine, because literally those things are floating around. When people cough it up in the street, it's floating around. And if you're wearing a mask, there's a good chance that you won't get anything in your system. But if you're not wearing a mask, your nostrils are open, and that's where it likes to float into. And the next thing you know, you're infected. So it's not just about preventing you from coughing out stuff for other people. It's just as easy as protecting yourselves. So there's a long way to go with COVID at the moment. I got a few protocols in place. We're trying to open up doors to speak to people. It breaks my heart when I hear about teachers dying when it's so unnecessary. There's ways to do it, but they just don't seem to be doing it right. I don't know what else I can say on that one, but I'm an open book on that subject.
It's hard enough to get everybody on the same page in like one office building. So getting everybody on the same page in the entire planet is a little daunting, don't you think? And my understanding is the masks also help. You're protecting the other person as well. I mean, you are protecting yourself, but you're protecting the next person as well.
That's
so
it's
so that's interesting. We'll get into that. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to James to tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and what has your journey been like thus far.
Okay, so hey everyone, I'm James. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
There you are. Yep.
All right. Hey, so hey everyone. Thank you for inviting me to the show. My name's James Nilly.
Thank you.
Practicing
I think we lost
therapy, holistic massage therapy. Am I coming back in?
Yeah, you're in now. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so for the past 10 years, I've been a holistic massage therapist. I've had my own practice, and through this journey of being a therapist, I've learned that I enjoy helping people, but you can't really scale out of that. If you're a therapist, what you can do is based on how many clients you can serve in one day. So, and you only have so many hours a day, and massage therapy is very physical. So throughout the 10 years that I've been a therapist, I've noticed that. So I was getting ready to transition into building a corporate chair massage company, and then COVID hit. So that made me have to take another switch into how can I create some residual income. I was kind of already heading this route, but I just didn't focus on it. So when COVID hit, I started focusing on how could I generate some residual income. So I started being affiliated with companies that will allow me to do that. So now I show people how to build wealth with precious metals. I was introduced to the concept of investing and saving precious metals through a great friend. And ever since I received that information and I took action on it, I have been able to build wealth like I never had before. So I want to show everyone else how they can do the same thing and how necessary it is in order to start the process of building generational wealth. So it's very important to me. My two things are wealth and wellness. Those are my two passions.
I like it. So you're able to combine them together,
Right.
For your clients. Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say.
Go ahead, James. Go ahead, James. You're good.
No, I was saying in order to combine them, it's what I noticed that some clients couldn't afford my services, or they, in their mind, they couldn't afford my services. Create residual income, so they did additional income. Then taking care of their wealth would be no problem. Taking care of their wellness would be no problem.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's funny how you're able to bring those two worlds together in that way. It's very interesting. So so moving right along, for those of you that don't know me, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, Ava Holly. I also, Len, have 30 years in the entertainment industry and done everything from building sets to acting to radio DJ work also, and private events. And during that time, I ran my father's businesses, and he had several things going on: junior department store, shoe store, small restaurant. And I was able to kind of take all of my experience, as you said, Len, and roll it into one place. And so I opened 4A Star just 2 days ago was our anniversary. So I think it's 11 years now, though I lost the whole first year because I lost both my parents the first year we opened the business. And it was a crazy time. However, we're kind of an umbrella over the entertainment industry. We do events, we do work with indie authors, indie artists, and right now I'm doing a lot of tweaking, as we're going to get into it, and how you're overcoming things during these times. So I'm not really, I shouldn't say I'm not promoting anything yet. I'm just working on behind the scenes right now, tweaking some things since we have no events. I have a huge idea that I'd like to bring my whole entire company into. So I'm working on that. And Len, I'm going to reach out to you on that as well. And, just a lot of little tweaking things going on right now. So if you want to see any of the old information, any of the things that we're working on, you can go to 4astar.biz. That's the number 4astar.biz. We're combining everything into an avaholly.com site. So that's kind of being worked on now. So what you see there might be some old stuff and all. So just know that we're working behind the scenes, and we're going to come back bigger and stronger than ever, right, everybody?
Absolutely.
Good. So so tell a little bit. Before we get started, let me also give a shout out to Mr. Panting, who is part of this show. Like I said, he's a little detained right now. Yet he's 21-year-old youth with great ambition, and he has also taken his experience graduating from Charter Tech and Atlantic County Community College with a film background and photography, and he's working to create something through film that will better everybody. He looks to inspire teens that maybe are in not so great situations, and build them up rather than society taking them down. So he's a great guy, and he's usually here with me. So just wanted to give him a shout out. Hello, Mr. Panting. Hopefully you will be joining us in a little bit. And so now let's get into what you're doing right now in these times. Len, you're also laid up from surgery, but beside that, NIM, France is in total lockdown right now. what's going on with you out in Spain? Do you know what's going on out there as far as the virus and stuff?
Yes. I'm not sure how bad it is in the US and Canada, but with effect from, I believe it was from today, from midnight this morning, we have been confined to the place that we're in. So I'm in a well, I suppose in Spanish they call it pueblo. It's probably like a town, if you like, of a population of 25,000. I'm actually confined to my town. There's a curfew, which is now in place between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. We can't walk out of our houses after 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. You will also not be allowed to travel out necessarily unless you have a permit from your employer to go from one town to the other. That's the only restriction. My family live an hour away, so we've been told that there is a possibility they're going to have a review until the 9th of November. But if things don't improve, there is a chance they're going to extend it to May next year, which means I'm not going to see my family until next summer, and they live an hour away.
Wow, wow. Yeah, I heard. I work with a global fashion designer, and some of her international events have been postponed till April, is what she said yesterday. And right now, we have a New York and Dallas event going on with her, and that's still in place. However, we don't know how that will be, because I heard yesterday that the U.S. has overtaken to be the #1, place of cases showing up, and like Len said, close to 100,000, 85 to 100,000 new cases every day. So, Len, what are you doing what are you doing over there? Are you guys in any lockdown situation out in LA? You're in LA, right?
I'm in LA, that's right. Now, as it stands at the moment, when I look at the news and all the states where it's rising, California seems to have it under control. We're doing okay. So there's no lockdowns of any sort. There are restrictions on some of the restaurants and bars and all that sort of stuff, but certainly not. Yeah, certainly not what the others are going through.
Yeah, yeah. So how are you guys navigating your business through this time? I mean, James, you can do stuff online pretty successfully, correct?
Yeah, I mean, basically with me, with me it's very, very easy, because a lot of the work that I've been doing anyway is I do editing, and I do a lot of stuff with wrestling and mixed martial arts. So I've got some productions that I work with at the moment where we're editing bits and pieces for them and adding commentaries with my team over in Tennessee and stuff. So, I mean, that's one way of working. At the moment, the last couple of weeks, I've actually been out in the wheelchair directing video shoots and doing some bits and pieces.
Wow.
Quite interesting being in a wheelchair. You certainly get a totally different perspective on life, that's for sure. And
I want to help. I love doing that.
Yeah, so it's really very cool.
James, what about you? Are you? Go ahead, Len.
No, I was just saying it's really very cool. And the fact that I'm in a wheelchair now is not stopping me. It's like if anything, it's spurring me on to get even more stuff. So we'll get back out there, out and about, and get productions back up, because there's a lot of them starting to work.
Hopefully, you'll be up and hobbling around real soon.
Absolutely.
James, I want to talk to you for a bit. So, how is your, during this time, are you able to navigate online successfully?
Well, yes. Find residual income streams and basically network marketing. I can do that pretty much from any and everywhere, as long as I have internet and a cell phone and a laptop. So this transition has been amazing for me.
Yeah, I hear, other than the many that are suffering from it, I hear a lot of people doing extremely well because they're able to navigate online. I'm not that savvy with it yet. I believe I'm going to have to learn to be a little better so that I can do some things online. I mean, I really should be doing more than I am. However, there's a lot going on, I'm sure, in everybody's lives, and there's just a lot on my plate right now. So I need to learn to navigate the online a little bit better and do a little more things online, because we're pretty much shut down as far as the events go. Although I'm working with some authors right now, that's about it. So
say now would be the best time to learn new skills. Like I was trading in the stock market before this, but not on the level I am now, because now allowed me to, it gave me the time to actually, take classes and study it. And so I've just been acquiring new skills during this shutdown or quarantine, whatever you want to call it. I've taken this time to learn more skills and see how I can advance further than I was before.
And Nim, what about you? I mean, you're obviously working it through the internet, correct?
As a teacher, I'm having to do what is known as blended learning. So I actually have to go to my place of work, which is literally about 15 minutes down the road. And half the students are actually online. We use Zoom, so it's like a Zoom call. Half the students are online. The other half come to the academy and they sit with a seat separate, so there's to maintain the distance. And then there's a rota system. Some of them will have two classes in if twice they'll appear in the class, and one lesson they'll stay at home. That's my teaching. But then for my side project, for my spiritual entrepreneurship, thus far it's all been online anyway. I've just been doing clients. I haven't actually had, to be honest, the opportunity to do sort of Reiki or channeling for people online, apart from the only one occasion that I did for a spiritually like-minded couple whose house I stayed at in Malaga coast over for a couple of days. I did channeling for them in person. They're the only people I've done it for. But all of it, everything else has been online. My YouTube channel as an ASMR artist as well. Again, it's all online. So I haven't really been affected that bad, to be honest.
While we're talking about that, I know that the time's pushing away, and it seems like we have a little bit of a delay going on between us, which is fine. We're still all navigating this GoToMeeting session, and I appreciate you all being here. But before we run out of time, I want to make sure everybody knows how to contact you guys. So, Len, you're in the screen right now for me. So why don't you tell us where people can reach you to get more information, to find out about Anastasia, whatever.
Well, when it comes to the COVID testing and the Anastasia group, it's anastasiagroup.com. So that's ANASTASI group.com. And when it comes to me, it's just very simple, len@lendavies.com. It's the easiest way, LENDAVIES.com, and that's it. So feel free to reach out. Anybody that, even if you've got questions about COVID, about whatever the situation may be, feel free to reach out. Or on a more professional level with regards to production, hey, just reach out and I'm happy to respond.
Yeah, you're very good that way. Thank you. I hope people will reach out to you to get more information. And Nim, how can you find you? And I know you're out of country, so tell us how to find you.
So one of the two best ways to find me, or three, I should say, you can contact me on my Instagram page, which is Divine Knowledge 1111. That's Divine Knowledge 1111. I do have a YouTube channel where you can actually find my ASMR, Reiki, and roleplay videos. Divine Knowledge ASMR. That's Apple Sierra Mike Romeo 1111. And I also have a Facebook page for Divine Knowledge 1111. Or you can reach out to me on my Facebook page, my personal one, Nirmal Shukla, NIRMAL, and my surname Shukla, SHUKLA.
Nice. And James? You there, buddy? How can people find you?
One is through my YouTube, which is Wealth. Yeah, can you? I keep going in and out. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Can you hear me?
It goes in and out a little bit, right?
Okay. Okay, are we good now?
I got you.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so it's a few different ways you can reach me. One is through my my YouTube channel, which is Wealth and Wellness. And the N is the symbol, not spelled out N. It's the symbols of wealth and wellness. And you can reach me on Facebook, my first and last name, like it's written on here. And also, I have a group called Will to Win on YouTube. So that's Will, WILL, to the number two, win. And you can go ahead and ask to be approved to that group, and I'll go ahead and approve you. And yeah, those are all the ways you can reach me, and I'll be happy to, have new people part of my group and share, wealth and wellness information.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about I know Mike Peluso has been on mine and Marco's show, and he's also been on Jerry's show recently, and getting himself out there. And I met you guys on the True Living Call, thanks to our own Tony Doty and Andrew Pennytakis introducing me to you guys. And I love the group. I think are you guys still hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, my connection's a little shoddy right now. Anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to them. How did you guys come about the True Living Group? Because I love everybody that I've met so far.
Well, my introduction was through Tony. Yeah, because he introduced me to Mike first off, and then just got away from there.
Yeah, me too. Wow. It's a great group. I'd like to get involved in one of the retreats. I know they're doing another one soon, but I guess with all this craziness going on, we'll have to wait to see how that plays out. But if you want to check out the True Living group, they are True Living Tribe on Facebook. And there's also a Wednesday night call you can get involved in. It goes from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time. And, reach out to any one of us here today, and you can get the information on getting on the call. And a great group of entrepreneurs and thought leaders and like-minded individuals such as ourselves. All right, boys, are you still getting me? You hear me?
Yep, we got you. I can hear you.
Oh, good, because my view is gone. It's telling me to connect. What else would you guys like to share? Len, do you want to share anything about your what you're doing with these calls and with these things for the schools? And is there something you want to share with us on that?
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that I found most frustrating, is the fact that I've had protocols and bits in place to safely open up things like schools, for example, since about April time. And just getting through to the people that can make the decisions is the most frustrating. We did get through to the health and safety department of the teachers union in New Jersey. And we were talking for a long time about that, but they could never get it through to the Department of Education and get approvals from that side of it. So it's very frustrating and it's very disappointing on certain levels, but it's also heartbreaking when I hear about teachers dying unnecessarily, because there are so many times when that could be so easily prevented.
I think it's so hard to reach people today. I mean, if things are going smoothly, it's fine. But we had trouble reaching people in certain departments of things we need to take care of, for our own survival. Before this happens. So now, like I said, if it's going fine, it's going fine. Yet as soon as there's a problem, you can reach anybody. So it is very frustrating and hard to deal with certain things in these unprecedented times, I should say, for this particular virus and what's going on.
Yeah, the proof of the pudding is that the protocols that we put in place have so far navigated through several productions and a couple of other industries, and we've got them working safely and coming out the other side with nobody contracting the virus and everybody totally 100% safe. So that proves that the protocols work, and we can adapt them for any industry, air travel and whatever. It's all there. We just need to be able to speak to the right people.
Yeah, that's always difficult, and more difficult in these days. Needham, what do you got? Anything you want to add? Want to share with us about anything going on?
Yeah, sure. At the moment, I'm actually one of the reasons why I got into this. if I'm going to go a little bit spiritual here at this point, is when my team of spirit guides came through, I was led to the belief that the reason why they've come through this year for me, the reason why I was sort of guided to do my channeling course this year through Spirit School Magic, was primarily it was because people that were supposed to, well, as I'm sure there's a lot of confusion, a lot of people are worried about losing their jobs, their children. As a teacher, I know, because parents are really, really, really worried about their kids falling sick. We've had a number of cases of tested students that tested positive. I've realized that my role in all this is to be a beacon of light, a beacon of hope for people, to give them that reassurance. We will get through this. So I know people have gone through divorces, breakups, separations. I'm sort of here to play my part in this. I've got many things ahead for me to do. I've got a hell of a lot more challenges to face as well. But I have to deal with them because I have to set the example for people.
So I think. Oh, I'm sorry. We're a delay. I apologize.
It's okay.
So what I'm hearing is that you're helping people navigate through these things on a spiritual level, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting too what you do, and soothing. I have to say, to be able to get into your inner self and kind of feel better, so to say. James, anything you want to add? Tell us, what you're doing, anything special going on you want to share?
Yeah, one thing that I want to share more than ever, financial literacy is very important. The one of the main reasons I've been able to fare so well during this pandemic is because of my financial literacy. And during that process, I was already in the process of acquiring assets. So when everything shut down, I had assets that kind of gave me a cushion. So I wasn't as worried as a lot of people are, because 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and you definitely want to get out of that cycle, and you definitely want to have some type of savings. So one of the best ways to save is in precious metals. That's why it's so important to me, and I'm so passionate about it, because I want people to fare well during these times.
Cool. So we're gonna draw to a close soon. So I know we have three of you with very different backgrounds, yet we find a way to come together and figure out how we get through the next phases of our lives and what's going on. So again, let me go around and have you say where you can be reached again, and if there's any final thoughts you have or anything you want to share. Well, once again, I know we've got a little bit of a delay going on, yet we're muddling through. So, Len, I'm going to start with you. Once again, where can people reach you, and is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, for me personally, it's Len at lendavies.com. That's lendavies.com. And basically, what I want to share with everybody is the whole thing about that phrase, "This too shall pass." We will come through this, and clearer heads will prevail at some point. But please keep wearing your mask. I know it's monotonous. Keep social distancing, and just keep sanitizing and keep things clean, and make sure that you just use your brain. That's it. Because the moment you lose your logic and lose your thought process and emotions take over, that's when you're leaving yourself wide open to what could happen. So be careful, everyone.
Right. Thank you. Nim?
Yeah, so you can contact me to book or just to reach out to have a chat. You can contact me at Divine Knowledge 1111. My Instagram page, you can DM me directly. or you can find me at Divine Knowledge ASMR 1111 on my YouTube channel. You can reach me there for bookings, etc. Just a final thought. One of the things that I've actually learned throughout this coronavirus lockdown, for the sort of 3 months I was literally confined to my flat, was self-love. This is a time of transformation.
Yeah.
Try not to see this. Try not to see it. I know it's difficult for people. I get that. Try not to see it in negative light. Try and see it in positive light. Try and see and ask yourself the situation. What is the coronavirus teaching me? By confining me to myself, what am I being compelled to do? To work on myself. So practice the self-love, develop self-love, practice modesty, and be truthful with yourself. Be true to yourself and speak your truth.
Beautiful. Yep. James,
Yeah. So
take
again,
it away, babe.
Yeah. All right. Again, you can reach me at on YouTube through my channel. The name is Wealth and Wellness, and being the and symbol, not the spelled out word. And on Facebook, you know, through my first and last name, which you can see on here, James Neely, Nealy. And also my group on Facebook, which is Will to Win on Facebook, and that's spelled. It's actually the number 2, not the word.
Got it.
So Will to Win.
Got it. Okay, and you can, if you're a teenager or a youth looking for some inspiration or looking to find out about anything you've heard today, you can also reach out to Marco Panting on Facebook, Mr. Panting. And for me, find me on Facebook under Ava Holly or under 4A Star, the number 4. Again, we will have the website condensed into avaholly.com. It's not up there yet. However, it's being worked on as we speak. So I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your days to come and join us here on Teens with Dreams and Ava's Casual Chat, where we're just helping get the word out and chat about anything that's pertinent and going on in our lives these days. So I hope you guys had fun and enjoyed yourselves. And I hope you get lots of people reaching out to you from the show. Again, you'll see it on Facebook, on YouTube, or right here on hamiltonradio.net. I want to again give a shout out to our International Internet Radio Hall of Famer radio host, Jerry Petito. Thank you, Ruben, Monk, Doc G, and everybody at Hamilton Radio, Logan Bros, for our beautiful introduction. And I will talk to you guys soon. Hope to see you on the Wednesday call. And maybe you guys will come back to the show when things get a little better and we can actually talk about something a little more positive. We try to put the positive in everything, right? All right, guys. I'm going to sign us off. We'll hopefully Ruben's out there and he's going to get our music to lead us out. If you guys want to yell goodbye, say goodbye. And I will talk to you on the flip side.
Thank you for having me. Welcome.
Thank you. Adios.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Teens with dreams.
This is the Legion.
Teens with dreams, yeah. All I wanna do is me when I grow up. Teens with dreams, yeah. All I wanna do is me when I grow up. Teen with a dream don't get no harder. Gets easy once you start it. No use in running away. Mr. Panting said you got it.
Yeah, you got that, and it feels so good to be on track. Even when you fall down, ain't no other way around. Your success is determined by your bounce back. Dream,